Hi, if you're watching this video, then you're probably wondering about the dangers or why it might be dangerous to drink with a concussion. If you are, then let me explain. Here's you. It's a Friday night and you're about to go drinking with your friends. And then all of a sudden you remember, my head hurts. And then you remember, I hit my head pretty hard yesterday. I wonder if I got a concussion. Nah, I'm just being a wuss. No big deal, right? Well, you're actually wrong. 30 to 50% of people who suffer from concussions as a result of drinking will keep drinking after that concussion. That means only 70% of those people will stop drinking. You might be asking yourself, why is this a bad thing? I mean, a concussion obviously hurts your brain, but drinking doesn't permanently damage it, does it? It does, actually. Your brain is normally suspended in something called the cerebral spinal fluid. This cerebral fluid has three vital functions. It protects the nervous system, your brain and spinal cord, from damage. It removes waste from your brain. And it helps to protect your brain so that when you shake your head, it doesn't ram into your skull, causing damage to your brain. But sometimes when we hit our heads too hard, that fluid isn't enough to keep our brains safe, and our brains can actually crash into the side of our skull. And this causes several things to happen. When your brain hits your skull, it doesn't just hit it straight on. It kind of gets thrashed and twisted around, so that multiple different parts are stressed and damaged at the same time. Why this is a bad thing is it can damage the neural pathways that your neurons or nerve cells communicate through. You can think of neurons as little think centers for your brain. They communicate with each other through neural pathways to communicate tasks or other basic functions of the human body. When they're swollen or damaged, the nerve cells can't communicate properly with each other and can't perform basic functions properly, meaning things like thinking, reaction speed, or even speech can be thrown off. Too much stretching and swelling of these neural pathways caused by repeated damage can cut off their ability to communicate with each other and therefore the rest of your body. So, why is all this relevant to drinking with a concussion? After you get a concussion, it's crucial that you rest as much as possible so that your brain can heal itself by fixing its transmission or neural pathways and reestablishing its normal brain chemistry. However, this isn't possible without just time and rest. The problem with drinking and concussions is that alcohol changes the way your brain or the neurotransmitters would normally function. Neurotransmitters are your nerve cells that are basically the messengers who travel through the transmission pathways and control everything from body movement to thought process and mood. If their normal function, which effectively translates into your normal functioning, is already affected due to damage to their pathways, then the negative effects of alcohol will only amplify that. Alcohol causes similar damage and negative effects to that of a concussion. It causes deficiencies which effectively damage the pathways which carry information between brain cells, which, if are already damaged by a concussion, with the addition of alcohol, can result in their permanent and irreversible damage. Not only does it affect the pathways though, it also changes the way transmitters are traveling and which ones get to travel through them. Meanwhile, where you're changing the way your brain wants to function, this is all at a time where your brain is trying to compensate and heal for the damaged pathways as well as reestablish normal neurotransmitter behavior to help reverse the effects of a concussion. So next time you get a concussion, think before you drink. Would you want to interrupt a doctor during surgery and mess around with his tools? Probably not. So don't go ahead and do the same thing to your brain while it's trying to recover.